Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. A couple days ago on my YouTube channel, on the community tab, I put up a poll which was this. Would you like to see a Batman show set in the Arrowverse? Expecting this to have a huge variety of opinions. Now, we'll go back to that in a second, but I put this poll up because I had this idea. I'm going to start putting up polls from time to time, not so much Arrowverse specific, but I'm going to start putting up polls asking questions, and you guys, of course, vote and respond in the comment section below, because I'll actually start reading some of your comments in these videos discussing the topic and just talking in general about this, and like I said, hearing your feedback. I have pulled 8 comments from that poll on my YouTube community tab, and we'll go through them in a second, talking about this topic and hearing your thoughts and all that kind of stuff. So make sure, when I put up these polls and stuff, to comment below your thoughts and let me know what you think about the topic at hand, and if you vote, if you agree or disagree or whatever the question is in the poll, make sure you give your comments because I'll read them because I have pulled 8 for this video. So the topic, once again, would you like to see a Batman show set in the Arrowverse? Now, I gave 3 different responses. Yes, no, depends on cast, showrunner, other things. Now, as you can see here, yes got 23%, and we got 1.6 thousand votes. So we got 1,600 votes here. Yes, 23%, no, 24%, and 53% depends on cast, showrunner, and other things. Now, what this implies to me is that the majority, of course, as you can tell with those numbers, as once again, 53%, more than half of people who voted in this thing, like I said, over 1,600 votes, that it would depend on many different factors whether this is a good thing or not, whether you guys would even want to see this. And this is something that's been brought up for the number of years in terms of rumors and people speculating of would they be allowed to do a Batman show. Well, there's a lot of things up in the air about that. I mean, the fact is on Batwoman, we've seen hints of them. We know that they have the face of Bruce Wayne by Warren Christie. I think his name's Warren Christie. And or maybe that's not his last name. I'm sorry about that. Bad with names. But the idea is, would they even be allowed to do it, let alone would they do it? And so reading a lot of your guys' comments and finding the comments I wanted to specifically read for this video, I was finding a lot of people were referencing Superman and Lois, saying if it was on the same quality of that, in terms of the writing, cinematography, the CG, all that kind of stuff, budget, they would be more, you know, more on board, essentially. But I think it all really boils down to the story. Like, at the end of the day, it really revolves around story. Because if the story isn't really there, and you're narratively not telling a really compelling story in terms of the Bat family within this universe, and specifically Batman, Bruce Wayne, it's gonna fall flat. I mean, come on, if they don't get a good grip on the character, because I think Superman and Lois is delivering so good in terms of storytelling. The cinematography definitely is there, the higher budget, everything. And I think they've nailed the character Superman. And they're doing a great job with Lois and, of course, the two teenager sons. I think it's really like hitting a lot of people. And they're like, holy crap, this is awesome. And there's some people that don't like it, and that's fine. But for me, I really am enjoying Superman and Lois. And I feel like in terms of if they did the same thing with Batman, in terms of higher budget, cinematography, the storytelling, the main thing, then maybe it would be a good thing. But let's go through some of your comments. Like I said, I pulled 8 from here. Hopefully you guys see your comments. If not, make sure you're commenting below on these polls, because I want to do more of these videos, and hopefully you guys will like this new type of structure in terms of having a discussion, a topic, and then reading some of your thoughts and all that kind of stuff. So here we go, guys. Here's the first one. This is from the Marine0316. If they could do Batman with the same level of quality, respect, and good writing that Superman and Lois has done, then absolutely. But if it's going to be another Batwoman, then please, as a fan, I beg, stay away from Batman. So, as I was mentioning, if it's on the level of Superman and Lois with a number of different things, not just one aspect of Superman and Lois, like, oh, the cinematography, then okay, then do it. He was saying quality, respect, and good writing, then yes. But if it's like Batwoman, so clearly he's not a fan of Batwoman. I'm not caught up on season 2, unfortunately. I'm not caught up at all. But he's saying stay away from the character. I understand that completely. I get it. I understand completely. So let's move on here. Mercenary X84. Not unless it's someone who knows what they're doing, like the people who are doing Superman and Lois. So he's saying if you don't get someone in terms of a showrunner on the level of Superman and Lois, which, by the way, the showrunner of Superman and Lois was not a good fit on The Flash. He was the showrunner during, I think, season 4 and 5 of the... He might have been the showrunner during season 3, the Savitar run, but he was the showrunner. Todd Helbing, I think his name was the showrunner for Flash season 4 and 5, which are considered some of the worst seasons of the show. And now he's on Superman and Lois, and he's crushing it. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. But, yeah, they would have to get someone who knows how to deliver overarching story that would make sense for the Batman character. So yeah, other than that, I agree completely. We need a really good showrunner to have a good foundation for the show. Ruben here, sorry I'm mispronouncing your name here. I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name. I'm probably going to butcher that, so apologies. If they do it like they did Superman and Lois to HBO, I don't see why not. So there's that. We have other different opinions. Don't worry. I was just pulling them as I was collecting them. I was kind of putting them in the order here. So, but this wasn't intentional. HBO Max or whatever. But saying HBO, but like it's a CW show. But yeah, still the point is on the looks of like because it looks like an HBO show. It looks like HBO Max helped it, which I do think at some aspect they did, but I'm not really sure. There's also things that the CW just gave them a higher budget. I'm not really sure. Anyways. Terry makes a video or something. Interesting name. I'd much rather see DC to revive Gotham, but in present with Batman. I think this was a very interesting take in terms of going completely out. Let's not do a Batman show in terms of like Arrowverse. Let's just bring back Gotham and just have it present day because the show ends in present day in a sense. It's a 10-year time jump, but I'm not against this at all because for me, I love the show Gotham. I miss that show. I miss watching that show. So I'm not against this because honestly, most of the cast was fantastic for Gotham. So I'm not complaining one bit. Please do this. Let's continue on here. Justin Bernstein, not a show, but maybe a small arc, like a 4-parter. 2 episodes of Batwoman, 2 episodes of Superman and Lois. So he's implying, let's not do a show. Let's just do a small arc with bringing back Warren and have him play Batman and have a 2-parter, a 4-parter, but a 2-parter episode on Batwoman and a 2-parter episode of Superman and Lois, because I think it would be interesting in terms of him interacting with Ryan, who's now Batwoman, and also interacting with Superman, because they referenced when Tyler Hoechlin was first showing up on Supergirl, they referenced, you know, his friend, you know, Superman's friend. Now, obviously, this is post-crisis, so it's a little bit different, but maybe this would be their first introduction. Maybe if they were to do this. Who knows? But yeah, unless they start referencing Batman and Superman and Lois, I don't think they will. Like in terms of like him having a friend in Gotham, don't think they'll do that because obviously he's not around anymore. But they could always reference in the past, maybe. But who knows? Maybe they met in the past. But anyways, I like this. I like that response from Joel. It's possible. I mean, they technically did a Batman show via Gotham 2014 to 2019. However, for it to be set in the Arrowverse, I do think that it should have the same level of budget as Superman and Lois for this A-list DC superhero. So, essentially, you have to give it your all in terms of budget, cinematography, all this kind of stuff, because it's an A-list. It's DC's flagship character is Batman. But, I mean, they technically, in a sense, did do a Batman show, technically with Gotham. It wasn't like 100% a Batman show, because it really was a Jim Gordon show, but as the show went on, more and more Bruce got into the storytelling and all that, which I was actually happy with, because I was thinking the way they were setting up within season 1 of Gotham, because when I was binging season 1, I'm like, there's some Bruce stuff here, but it feels like it's a Jim Gordon show. Then as the show went on, it became more and more of a Jim and Bruce show, and Bruce is not Batman, but he kind of is at times. He's kind of learning. He's basically building the foundation for when he's going to become the Dark Knight. So I think that was handled pretty well in my opinion. But yes, I see what you're saying here. Antonio Martinez. No seeing how they basically screwed the other shows besides Superman and Lois for now. I don't want to see how they ruin Batman, especially since it'll have to be connected to Batwoman. Well, it'll have to be connected to Batwoman if they were to do a show. But I understand what you're saying, because the storytelling and the quality of the shows have dropped over time. I think in a sense with like Arrow, it was like a roller coaster. Supergirl, I think it's been a roller coaster as well at times, where I think Supergirl's been really good, sometimes been really bad. Same with the Flash, okay? Same thing with the Flash. But I think it would be a thing to where if Superman and Lois is going to continue for, I would hope for a couple seasons at least, it's probably going to have some roller coaster moments where Superman and Lois might not be as great as it was, you know, as it is right now. Superman and Lois is killing it. But for Batman, it'd be kind of the same thing. But I see what you're saying. Because when you think of, like, the best seasons of the Arrowverse, you think mostly of the first couple seasons of each show. Like, Arrow Season 1, Season 2. Flash Season 1, Season 2. And then it's like, at that point, it starts to dip, or they start not to be as good because they've already ran through a lot of the, you know, big stuff, big moments that really established the show, and now it's like, okay, now you got to come up with something else. So I understand this point. Last one here, the Bat Sin. I had to put this last. I'd rather jump off a cliff than watch the CW butcher Batman. Harsh, but hey, that's his opinion. But But I really enjoyed reading your comments, guys. I thought it was really cool to kind of discuss this topic and to kind of say, look, you gotta give it your all. I don't want a Batman show where they literally just half-ass it. And I don't even know if DC or Warner Bros. Will even allow them to do it, because we already have an animated show coming up. Of course, we have Matt Reeves' Batman. There's rumors of all this kind of stuff they're going to be doing with the character in general in terms of animation, outside of the Caped Crusader, the new animated series, of course, with Batman: The Long Halloween Part 1 and Part 2, and what else doing there. There's rumors, of course, for the longest time of Ben Affleck Batman. I don't know if that's going to happen on HBO. I just don't know if that's going to happen, but it's been rumored. But I would think if they're allowed to do it, you got to go all in. You got to go all in. And with this new thing they announced where it's going to start around the summertime now, with HBO Max and CW kind of co-collaborating on shows. Basically, it'll be on CW and HBO Max. Maybe that would be the time to do it, but I don't know. But overall, this was really cool to do. Thank you guys so much for commenting and giving your feedback on that poll. I did mention I was thinking to make a video about it, and I have. So if you guys like this and you like this format, I'm thinking maybe I'm maybe gonna like title this something. I'm not really sure, but if this becomes like kind of a series in a sense, where ever so often we'll do some sort of poll discussion where I can read your feedback and all that kind of stuff, and we can make a video and talk about it, then let me know in the comment section below, guys, if you like this. I also put up another one as well. I haven't made the video yet, but I put up a poll asking the question about the worst Arrowverse villain. I put that up last night as of recording and uploading this video, but I put up that poll, so if you guys have not commented or voted on that poll yet, make sure you do on the worst Arrowverse villain, and I'll be doing a video potential on that within the next couple of days and all that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was fun for me to do. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.